Simply Native and welcome to my channel. This is my first YouTube video and I am so excited. I've been wanting to do this for so long and I'm finally just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna put it out there. It may not be perfect, but it's gonna be my first video and I'm really proud of it. So if you want to see the new ABH Norvina palette in action and if you want to hear my thoughts about it, just keep watching. Okay, so here is this beautiful palette. You know, I'm a pink and purple kind of girl. I don't like super bright pinks or super bright purples, but for whatever reason, I felt like I could do such a great look with this, and I think I'm right. I haven't tried it yet. I've only looked at it. I haven't even touched it yet. And yeah, there's a lot of bright pinks, a lot of bright purples in here, but I mean, look at the color story in general. Like, I can kind of see where she was going with this when she designed this, because we have a quad here you could do a beautiful look with. You have a quad here, a beautiful look with. And then you have a quad here and a quad here. All of these colors are super like cohesive when you look at it in the quad format. Today we're starting with this. I am so excited. I can't wait. I've had this for like a week now, and I tell you, I am so psyched. So psyched. I can't talk today because I'm really nervous. I'm hoping that you guys really enjoy my channel, and this is one of probably, hopefully, thousands and thousands. I'm not going to put my foundation on first because I don't know how these perform. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of fallout. And I would suggest that's the way you handle things when you don't really know what's going on when it comes to a formula and stuff like that. Now, if it's a palette, you know, and you know you're not going to get a ton of fallout, or you do know, you know how to prepare yourself. But in this case, I'm making a video, so we need to do the best thing. However, I have started already with my skincare. My skincare has been on for about 30 minutes now, maybe more, because I've been futzing with the camera. It's been a real pain, I'm telling you. Today I'm using, and just to move on from that, Urban Decay Eden Eye Primer. And I'm going to use my palette too. It's probably a big mirror to use for this, but it is what it is. I have a very little space right now. I'm hopefully going to expand it, and maybe I should just get my hand mirror. I'm going to put that up there. Yeah, I'm going to grab my hand mirror because, sorry for the noise, I just feel like I'm probably going to, it's less heavy. That palette is actually really heavy. Something that's not great for traveling. If you're a traveler, you probably don't want that particular palette. However, Anastasia Beverly Hills has just the most beautiful palettes. One of my favorite palettes is the Sultry palette. That looks pretty good. I use a concealer brush to spread this out. Sometimes I'll use my sponge. Which reminds me, I didn't wet my sponge before I started this video. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that. I just wanted to get that out of the way before I moved on because I'll have to do it regardless. So, all right, so I have my eyes primed. I'm going to set my eyelids. Now, some people don't do this, but I have to. I have hooded lids, very hooded lids. I have very little eyelid space. I have a lot of space from here to here, and we'll take good use of that, trust me. But I am going to use my translucent powder. It is my Nakia Joy Cosmetics translucent powder, and it smells like a bakery. It smells absolutely delicious, but it is a natural fragrance. I am the biggest fan of this powder. I'm starting out with a fluffy brush, and I'm using A4. And I'm going to put this in my transition. I'm going to go for a natural look today because I'm not really doing anything. I might go for a walk with my husband. We might go, and my dog. I think that's probably a good idea because it's a really beautiful day out, and I spent my whole morning trying to get this video started. And I wasn't going to give up. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it simple. We're just going to record it. I don't care if I can't see myself. It is what it is, but here we are. We're doing it. I just got to get it up. I got to do it. I want to post it for June 1st. Today is Sunday, which is, I believe tomorrow's the 1st. So, but I think I might do it Tuesday, actually. Be the first week of the month. I'm just blending this out. See how I'm kind of using up some of this space. Now I'm not going to use the whole amount of space at all. So that was A4. I think I'm going to do a little bit of the B2 because I kind of want it to be more pink. It's already turning out like a really pretty orangey pink color, so I want to deepen it up a little bit, but I'm going to go in with a different brush too. Actually, I'm going to go in with more of a smaller crease brush. See, it's kind of like domed at the top. It's going to give me a little more control, and I'm just going to focus that right out here, and I think you can see me pretty good. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, this is so beautiful. I am so happy. And I'm going to blend this into the crease a little bit too. And this is really just a first impressions. Like I might review it, you know, just to see. I mean, honestly, I can already tell that this is going to be like a palette I can use every single day. The colors in here are just phenomenal. I mean, they're so beautiful. And you could do an everyday look with one color and a little bit of shimmer on the top. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Don't be afraid of buying a colorful palette, because you can still use those colors on like the bottom lash line or just do a splash of color somewhere else. The corner sometimes is nice. Oh, that's laying down perfectly. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at how beautiful. Hopefully you can see me. I'm going to go back in and blend with my, with this big fluffy brush again. And I'm not going to really, I did tap in it, but I didn't mean to, but what I wanted to do is just use the brush as it was and go right over that pink and then just blend these together. There is kickback in the pan. I see this on YouTube videos all the time. People are like, oh, there's kickback in the pan. For me, that does not matter. Like, the amount of product that comes off in the kickback is really, it's not a big deal. And honestly, just looking forward here, I'm going to wing this out a little bit out here, because otherwise my eyes tend to look a little droopy. See how I'm just kicking it out that way? Yeah, that looks nice. That's really pretty. Blending it, blending it, blending it. You know, I'm not going to cut my blending. If you don't like to see people blending, 99% of the time when you're watching a video, they're cutting out the blending to make the video shorter. But that is the reason why your looks don't turn out the same as theirs. So if you're following a tutorial, you're, oh, I want to get that eye look. I want that for prom. I want that for, you know, oh, my wedding, you know, one of the most important days of your entire life, but you follow a tutorial and it turns out nothing like what it turned out in the video. And that's because they cut out the blending. So if it's not looking right, just keep blending. Yep, just keep blending. I love some of these like videos where you see they're like, just keep blending, just keep blending. Okay, so now that I have that top area done with my crease color, I'm not going to do anything else with that. So now I'm going to take a little baby brush like that. See, teeny tiny one. I'm going to use the same color that I first started using, A4. And I'm just going to, I was going to go on the bottom, but I don't need to do that. I'm just going to go right down here. And I do this separately because I have very small eyes. So I never want to start down here, and I like to use a small brush because I have a small area. That's another thing. If you're using too big of brushes, your eye looks will not turn out right. If you have small eyes, use smaller brushes. Yeah, I did use a big fluffy brush, but I was having to cover a whole giant area of my eye. So I am just starting right down in here. I want this to be nice and light. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, then I'm going to take my flat brush. I'm going to spray that with a little bit of my Tarte Maracuja setting spray. And I am going to go into this beautiful shimmer. Probably B1. Yeah, I'm going to go to B1. Actually, I did that the opposite way that I really wanted to, but that's okay. That's what happens when you're doing your first video. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, that's really pretty. I don't even know if I needed to do that. To be honest, I think my next eye, the other eye, I'm going to just do... And I'm just going right up to my crease, this right here. Because you want to know what? It's all going to come up above that crease anyway, so it'll do that naturally. But when it does it naturally, it's more of like just a wash of shimmer versus like me packing on the shimmer. So I'm going to try this without having my brush. I'm going to use the other side of my brush. I'm just going to start from the inner corner. Yeah, that's beautiful. I didn't even have to wet it. I really didn't. I didn't have to wet it at all. I can't wait to play with these. Today I'm not going to play with these, but I can maybe do a swatch or something to kind of show you what they look like. But man, these colors are just gorgeous, and they look nothing like they did online. I'm telling you, they look nothing like that. I thought it was going to be a little more intense, like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to really wear this, but I really wanted this palette because first and foremost, it's like one of the newest palettes out there. Second of all, I'm going to go back in with this brush here just to blend a little bit this crease area where the shimmer was laid down. And just looking at my eye just to see what it looks like. I feel like I need a little bit of something on the outer, on this outer corner, just a little bit more on this one. Actually, nope, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to play with it. Another tip, the more you play with it, the more likely it's going to turn into a really intense eye, and I don't want that today. I'm going to finish up my face makeup. Back to the Norvina palette. I'm going back to my A4, and I am just going to lightly go under my eye. Flat shader brush. You could also use this for brows, but it's got many purposes. Yeah, that's gorgeous. I'm in love with this color. It's like so pretty. It's like a mauve color, but it's more orange than pink. So, you ever make that face? Like, why? Does it help? Because me making that face while I put my lower lash line on isn't going to help it any, really. It doesn't make it more taut or anything like that. I think it's just a habit. Okay, so one other thing that I like to do, making sure that this connects right here. See how I have this fold? It's so annoying, but I like to connect that area. so it's kind of, you know, cohesive and whatnot. Okay, so, okay, I'm just gonna make sure that's nice and blended. I'm just gonna use kind of like a fluffy flat brush. See how fluffy that is, but it's still flat. Super cool. I got this brush on Amazon. It's like one of my very first brush sets, and I still have every brush. And look at how nice they look. They're so yeah, I just want to make this very simple. I'm not making it too intense or anything. So now I'm going to do the inner corner highlight. And I think I'm going to just use, ooh, there isn't really a lighter one to use for an inner corner highlight. I guess I could try this one. A1. That's this one right here. It's kind of like silvery. Now look at me. I've got a mirror and a palette in my hand. Get your life together. Seriously, what the heck's going on here? Oh, that's pretty, yeah. That's actually going to work really well as an inner corner highlight. Probably for all of the looks. And I like to take my inner corner highlight like right up in here, see? That way when you look at the light, it kind of shimmers right up in here. It kind of makes this beautiful, it brings attention to the eyes, really. So I am going to do that. Oh yeah, that's gorgeous. See? See how it brings this like beautiful attention right here? Okay, so that was A1. I think I'm gonna do just a teeny tiny amount of a darker color, just because I think it makes my eyes look a little more flattering, and I'm gonna do that right down here. And I'm gonna use E4, which is the darkest like purpley pink shade in here, and I'm just gonna go right here, right on the outer corner. Yeah, but see now it's looking intense, and I really didn't want to do that. I shouldn't say intense, it's just looking a little more dramatic. Yeah, and I hold my pencil like this, my brush like this when I'm doing my other eye. I just don't like the position that my hand goes in when, yeah, that's pretty. And that kind of gives me a little bit of a wing. That's a kind of a little trick that I've been doing for a long time. But now I'm going to smoke this, or not smoke it out. I'm going to blend it a little bit because I don't want it to be too dark. Okay. It's looking pretty. Looking pretty. I am done with my eyes, you guys. And I am just telling you, I'm in love with this palette. I really am. I can't wait to use this color and this color together. They look like they would be beautiful. I just want to swatch this really quick. I know this video is kind of all over the place, really. I'm going to do B5 and B4. And this is B5 and B4. Look at how gorgeous those are. That would be a beautiful like date night color combination. Beautiful. And I'm going to swatch this pressed glitter because, I mean, I have to. Look at that. Can you see it? Sorry about my fat arms. But I don't care. And then, oh, what? E2? So this is E3 and this is E2. Can you see that? Oh yeah, it's like a duochrome. Like a duo shift. I shouldn't say chrome because it's not a metallic or anything like that. Okay, so now I'm going to finish my face up and we'll be done. And I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this palette. I think you already know, but I'm just going to give it to you anyway. Okay, so let's talk about the palette because I'm done. I'm done putting my makeup on for today. The Norvina palette. Do I think you need it? Well, it depends if you have a like all pink and purple palette. Do you have one of these already? Do you have something similar? If you have the original ABH Norvina palette and you love it, you may not need this. I mean, I still want that palette though, because the purples in there are just amazing. They're right up my alley. They're gorgeous. But the glitters in here, the shimmers in here, these pops of colors. I can't wait to use this one too somewhere, sometime. I'm not afraid of color. I'm older. Yeah, I'm like 44. Like, I'm not like 44. I am 44. Now, I don't think that this is any sort of innovative item or anything like that. It's just beautiful though. But the packaging alone is just so pretty, right? It's so pretty. So, what I have to say about it is, do I recommend it? Absolutely. Do I think you absolutely need it? Probably not, but if you want it, go for it. You will not be disappointed. You won't be disappointed, I'm telling you 100%. After playing with these little bit of shimmers, now I have glitter everywhere. I haven't wiped that off yet. After playing with it and seeing how beautifully these colors blend, these are pro pigments too, and normally pigments you have to pack on, and these you don't. If you want a beautiful soft look like I created today, it's so easy to do it with this palette. So I highly recommend it. 2 thumbs up. Bye everyone.